Then I'm going to click on my shape tool, and we're going to come in here and we want to bend this line, and we want to bend this line, and we want to bend all these lines. So if I click on one, or this line here, then we can come up here and tell it to curve. Okay. Now do the same here. Now remember, we can create various shapes. So keep in mind, you can bend these lines and you can straighten them out. We're going to put a line here and turn this into a line. So remember, the Bezier tool is for doing a series of clicks. But what you're going to have to do is get a rough shape of what it looks like. Now, let me give you an example of that. I think everybody at some point will remember this. Now, I remember when I was in art class, art teacher told me that if you wanted to draw something that was symmetrical, you only drew half of it. And that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so I'm going to click on my shape tool. I'm going to do a marquee select around the entire shape, and then we're going to tell it to curve. Click off in the white space to deselect all the nodes. Then you can start bending. And as you start bending, you can delete nodes. You don't need that one anymore. Double click to delete. We're just moving this one over. Double click to delete. Just click right on the node to get these little handles up. Okay, now I'm going to bring this down in size just a little bit, and I'm going to give it a color. Fill it with black. Now, you remember what we did earlier when we talked about duplicating. I'm going to go up to Edit and Duplicate. Now, I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Now, one tool I haven't gone over with you yet is right here. These are the mirror tools. Okay, now you can mirror it left and right, or you can mirror it up and down. Now it's flipping up and down in case you can't quite tell, but what I want to do is I want to mirror this left and right. So now I can take and put the two together. First of all, what I should do is I should go in and fix this so that it's a straight line, because it's curving too much. So let's delete this one, and let's duplicate it again. Let's go Edit, Duplicate, move it over, mirror the object, and then bring it in nice and tight. Then what you can do is you can weld this side to this side, or you can leave it just the way it is. So that's what I mean by when you have the shape tool, the Bezier tool, B-E-Z-I-E-R. It looks like Bezier tool, but they say it's French, so it's Bezier. So whenever you use that particular tool, you have to, whenever you're trying to create round shapes, every time if I were trying to duplicate this, I would try to put a click every time there were a drastic shape in the turn here in the circle. So then I could come back later on with my shape tool, and when I click on the object and tell it to curve, I could come in and do just so. And then get rid of the nodes. The nodes are just going to hold it in place until you get it the way you need it, and then you remove them. So we're going to get more into that later on. Okay, after the Bezier tool, there is another tool called the Artistic Media tool. Now that's a nice little tool for doing lines. Now see, that's very, very large thickness line, so we need to take this down. And see, you can see right on screen how big it is. It used to be in previous versions where you had to tell it to apply before you saw the changes. But now as you draw right on the screen, you can get, and again, you can adjust the accuracy here, or the smoothing. How do you want to smooth it out yourself, or do you want it to smooth it out for you? So you can hit delete, delete, and of course you can fill that with color if you'd like. But one of the other tools is up here in the top left hand corner. Same tool, Artistic Media, but you have